Well, from drawing with the side of Chelsea at what we call the Stamford Bridge on Sunday, the club of Arsenal is going to be hosting Brentford. That is tomorrow at the Emirates Stadium that capacity at 60,704. It is 60,704 people. That is the stadium capacity in there. So we're obviously going to be breaking down the game of Arsenal versus a side called Brentford in here for you. And let's obviously deal with this as we get into the stats that you need to know. Now, Arsenal are topping the Premier League table, and the Brentford side is 10th. Arsenal is having 30 points and Brentford is having 19, meaning that they're really having an 11-point difference, right? Then Arsenal has scored 25 goals. Brentford has scored 21, meaning that it's a high-scoring side. And by the way, most of the high-scoring sides in the Premier League have gone ahead to see to it that they make Arsenal at least concede a goal. I saw it with Newcastle. I saw it with Newcastle, I saw it with Man City, I saw it with Chelsea, I saw it with Spurs, meaning that it might be hard for Arsenal to keep a clean sheet, that is tomorrow. Then Arsenal has conceded 7 goals and Brentford have gone ahead to concede 20 now. However much Brentford are really good at scoring in goals, but they've gone ahead to obviously concede many, 20. And Arsenal has gone ahead to obviously score goals against teams that have gone ahead to obviously concede very many goals in there for you. And Arsenal has registered 135 shots, 64 have been on target, 71 have been off target. And the side of Brentford have registered 112 shots, 57 have been on target, 55 have been off target, and 52 shots have been blocked on the side of Arsenal, and 29 shots have been blocked by the side of Brentford. Then, Arsenal has a passing accuracy average, all average 85.39% passing accuracy per game, and Brentford also average 77.85 per game in there for you. Now, Arsenal has gained 6 points from losing positions, and Brentford have gained 4 points from losing positions. Arsenal have dropped 2 points from winning positions, and Brentford have gone ahead to drop 11 points. And the recent games, Arsenal drew away at Chelsea 1-1, and Burnley was beaten by Brentford at home by 3-1. That is the club of Brentford for you. So Arsenal has not lost a game ever since they lost to Liverpool in this league. And I start it off here with a man known as all competitions. In the previous meetings, Arsenal have played Brentford 20 times, and the most remarkable one was when they returned to the Premier League in the 2020-2021 season. Arsenal was beaten by 2-0 at the Community Stadium of Brentford in there. Arsenal has gone ahead to win 9 games. Brentford have gone ahead to win 6, and they have 5 draws. So it has always gone ahead to be a tight tie. In the recent 3 competitions meetings, Arsenal has drawn 1-1 with Brentford. That was on the 12th of April. And I tell you, Arsenal has to turn this into 3 points, because last season, they lost 2 points at the Emirates, and you don't need to obviously lose any points after drawing with Chelsea in there. Then Brentford beat Arsenal on the 1st of January 2025. Something that Arsenal shouldn't allow again to happen away from home. Arsenal beat Brentford by 3-1. And then on the 9th of March 2024, Arsenal beat Brentford by 2-1 in there. So that's how things went ahead to pan out at the club of Arsenal. And that's how they went ahead to register success after success at Brentford. Meaning that in the previous 3 games, Arsenal has only gotten 1 bad result. That was a draw on the 12th of April this year. And the recent 2 games, the other 2 games, Arsenal has gone ahead obviously beat Brentford. And I tell you, Arsenal are in the best shape of their life since Mikel Arteta came in through. That is it. And they're really a hard nut to crack, and they're going to be playing at the Emirates. And the only team that has gone ahead to survive, to really not to walk out with 0 points at the Emirates this season, I think it's none other than Man City. The rest of the teams have fallen on the sword of Arsenal, and I tell you what, they've been beaten left, right, and center. And Brentford is coming in here knowing that they are facing a side known as Arsenal that is really very hard in there for you. We go to the team news of Arsenal. Gabriel Magalhaes obviously out. Saliba is a doubt. Then Kai Havertz is another one that needs to obviously get into the lead fitness test and see whether he features into this game of Brentford, as they expected him to obviously feature in the game of Chelsea, but it was only Gabriel Jesus and Victor Gyokeres that went ahead to make it onto the bench. Leandro Trossard is having a muscle injury. He's also going to be subjected to what we call a late fitness test, but the rest of the players are readily available in there for you. Now, when we go to Brentford, Reece Nelson is on loan from Arsenal, meaning that he cannot face his former club, or his club that loaned him to Brentford. Then we also have Fabio Carvalho, Anthony Milambo, Josh Da Silva. All those are really out, and we know they'll return in 2026, But obviously, we head into what we call the probable starting 11 for the club of Arsenal. But before we head into the probable starting 11, I want to bring you this quote of Mikel Merino after he scored a goal that really helped Arsenal secure a point at the Stamford Bridge. He took to his Instagram and said, "Take the point and make it good on Wednesday. Crazy week for them." So, he's obviously sending one of the most beautiful messages that you'll ever hear. And I think it really carries a lot of sense that if Arsenal doesn't beat Brentford, that draw against Chelsea or the point they got against Chelsea doesn't matter anymore. That is it. And that point against Chelsea will matter when Arsenal registers 3 points against a team known as Brentford in there for you. So we are here to wait and see how every team is going to be performing in there and see how this match day 14 goes up into the mix. So that is all about the Premier League, and let's get into the probable starting 11 for the club of Arsenal as they take on a team known as Brentford. Now, the system that Arsenal plays has always been a 4-3-3 in there. You know that very well. And we head onto the pitch and let's plot these 11 players and see who starts and who doesn't start. Obviously, I'm smelling some changes that the manager is obviously going to be making from the team that really played against a team known as Chelsea over the weekend. But I don't think that David Raya will be given an off. I know David Raya will be in between the stitches for the club of Arsenal. And obviously, however much will be in between the stitches, the lad has not kept a clean sheet in the previous 3 games. You understand? In the previous 3 games of the Premier League, I don't think he's going to have to keep a clean sheet. Against Sunderland, 2-2. Spurs, 4-1. Chelsea, 1-1. What does that mean? It means that something has not gone ahead to unfold on as unexpected. And is this one of those games that you anticipate they'll obviously keep a clean sheet? I think they can. I think they can't. I'm 50-50 about it and wait for my prediction in there for you. David Raya is the most clean-sheeted goalkeeper in the Premier League right now, right? So we wait and see whether he goes ahead to extend this record in there. Now, talk of the right back. The right back is a very, 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 very sensitive position. Now, Julian Timber has been playing almost every game, and I think today or tomorrow, the manager will obviously have to rest him a little bit, and that has crossed my mind. And I think the lad won't be able to start tomorrow, and I think it will be Benjamin White who will obviously come in through and start as the right back for the club of Arsenal, because this lad needs a rest. Who am I talking about? Julian Timber. And I know he might come off the bench and obviously present to the fullest, but all I know is that he needs a little bit of a rest. in here for the club of Arsenal as they tussle it out with Brentford, because Benjamin White has been not used for very many matches, and I anticipate that this is the kind of game that you have to obviously see him coming through to do the needful in here. Then you have to rest him because over the weekend Arsenal is going to be paying a visit to Aston Villa, meaning that in that game you'll want him to obviously come and really start. Now, the left back, Ricardo Carafiori or Lewis Kelly. I think Skelly will come in through to play as a left back in this particular fixture, and Ricardo Carafiori will be rested in there, and maybe he'll come on as he came on when Arsenal is playing the team of Bayern Munich. You understand? So I really expect Lewis Skelly to start. However much the lad went ahead to obviously get what we call... he only played 45 minutes. And the manager took him off and really brought on Lewis Skelly in the game of Chelsea. In the central defense, Hincapi, left-sided centre-back, and Mosquera as a right-sided centre-back in there for you. And if I'm Mikel Arteta, even if Saliba is fit to play, I won't force him to start. I'll just give him some minutes towards the end of the game to really prepare him for the game of Aston Villa. Because if these players defended well against Chelsea, and they're playing away from home, you give them a chance to defend against Brentford and see how their partnership really grows. Because we all know to it that with time to come, this is obviously going to be the ideal centre-back partnership for the club of Arsenal. That is it. Because Gabriel Magalhaes is 27, 28 years of age, and if you start getting injured in there, that means you won't be readily available every time you're needed. The same applies to Saliba, meaning that we might find out that there are certain games where these players are really going to be pivotal into what Arsenal has to deliver on the particular day in there. So that is my back five for Arsenal in this particular fixture. That is it. Let's get to the midfield. Odegaard came in through from Brentford and joined the club of Arsenal. Does he start? My mind tells me that the manager might obviously bring him to start and play against his former side. You understand? But the other side of my mind tells me it's going to be Martin Zubimendi. Why? Zubimendi never played full 90 minutes when Arsenal was playing against Chelsea. And the manager will be like, Zubimendi, come do the job. After doing the job, I'll take you off. I get on Odegaard to face his former teammates in there for you. Then from there, we obviously look at Declan Rice, box-to-box midfielder in there for the club of Arsenal, coming in through and doing the needful. His first game after winning the FSA, Men's Football Player of the Year award. So he will obviously be taking center stage in that midfield. And I think the manager is going to be bringing back Martin Odegaard in the number 10 position. Why? You saw to it that when Odegaard came up, Arsenal were more of a threat because they had a different kind of number 10. I told you that Odegaard is not a direct number 10, but Eze is, and not in every game you'll need a direct player like Eze. That is it. Sometimes things won't work out in his favor, but Odegaard can suit every situation. And because they almost have the same football brain and technical abilities with Eze, if you put them together on the field of play, then the opponent will have to feel what your threat is at his goal, because these players are really very creative and they are really attack-minded. So I think Odegaard will come in through and really feature predominantly into that midfield as he came off the bench against Chelsea. Then, right forward, Bukayo Saka really started against the team known as Chelsea. He has been playing very many games. I think to manage his game time, Noni Madueke will start this time round. Start Noni Madueke and let Saka come off the bench as you prepare him for the game of Aston Villa. Because if Arsenal wins these next two games, it's really going to be a statement that they've really gone ahead to get out of these deadly fixtures that they've been having as a club of Arsenal. Because ever since they returned from the international break, it has not been easy. They had to play Spurs, they had to play Bayern Munich, they had to play Chelsea. And in those 3 games, Arsenal has found themselves winning 2 and drawing 1, which is not bad. Now, after Brentford, I think this is another lighter one. You play Brentford and then Aston Villa. After Aston Villa, Arsenal will be having to play Wolves, Everton, Brighton, then Aston Villa again. So I think if Arsenal wins against Brentford, and wins against Aston Villa, that means they can go ahead and win against Wolves, Everton, and Brighton. That means that I'm going to win 5 games in a row, and all that starts tomorrow night at the Emirates. And the rotation of players is going to be key into Arsenal going ahead to obviously win all these particular games of football that they are really engaging in. Left forward, Martinelli started, but I tell you, for me, if Arsenal is to keep Martinelli, he is a bench player. Off the bench, that's when he thrives. And I would just imagine Martinelli coming off the bench in that game of Chelsea. And this is where the injury of Trossard went ahead to affect them, and Odegaard maybe. But I think the manager will start Ebelechi Eze off the left, according to me. Eze will start off the left to come in through and create moments of magic off that side. We all know to it that he really looks good that side, and we anticipate that he will be one of the game deciders in there. Leading the line, is it Mikel Merino or Victor Gyokeres? Coming off the bench against Chelsea to get in some 20 minutes in his legs, Victor Gyokeres, to me, is expected to start and get back into the starting lineup for the club of Arsenal. So that is my probable starting 11 for the club of Arsenal. I don't know what your thoughts are about it. Then let's go to the probable starting 11 for the side of Brentford. Kaleha in goal, Kayode, Collins, Van de Berg, and Aja. That is the back 4. Henry, Yamaluk, and Henderson in the midfield 3, and Damsgaard, Autara, and Thiago, who is set to break the record of all Brazilians as this season. Thiago has gone ahead to score 11 goals, and all the Brazilians, the Firminos of this world, the Gabriel Jesuses of this world, have only gone ahead to obviously play, have only gone ahead to score 15 Premier League goals, and the lad is just 4 goals away from leveling their record, meaning that he is going to be a threat to that defense of Arsenal. But all I know is that we're obviously going to be enjoying this particular game of football. I know now you're waiting for my prediction, right? I'm going to be dropping it after bringing you these match facts. Since losing their first ever Premier League meeting with Brentford in August 2021, Arsenal are now unbeaten in their last 7 against the Bees. 5 wins and 2 draws. Brentford are winless in their last 7 away games against Arsenal in all competitions. 3 draws for losses since a 2-0 league win in April 1938. So Arsenal really has a very big edge. Arsenal have won 10 of their last 12 evening kickoffs, 7 p.m. or later in the Premier League, and they've gone ahead to register 2 draws, though their last defeat was in a home London match derby, 2-0 against West Ham in there. This is also another London derby because Brentford comes in through from London. Now, the other match fact is that Brentford have won just 1 of their last 11 midweek Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday Premier League games. 3 draws and 7 losses. Oh my God, that really gives Arsenal a very huge upper hand into this game. With that coming in their last such match against Nottingham Forest in May. You understand? Arsenal have won 6 of their last 7 home Premier League matches, including each of the last 3 in a row. The Gunners haven't won 4 consecutively at the Emirates since April and August 20. Since between April and August 2024. So, Arsenal, for a very long period of time, have not gone ahead to win consecutive games, like 4 consecutive games at the Emirates. And for now, this is where we're coming through to wait and see. Can they really get into the good mood and obviously do the needful and really break or really equal this record and maybe break it? I tell you, yes. Winning 4 games consecutively at the Emirates. It's going to be possible, and tomorrow will be the day to implicate it. Brentford have won 4 of their last 23 Premier League London Derby matches. 6 draws, 13 losses, with all 4 of those wins coming against coming against either Crystal Palace twice in 2024-2025 or West Ham in February and October 2025 in there. Brentford, guys, Ebelechi Eze has been involved in 6 goals in his 5 home Premier League appearances for Arsenal. 4 goals and 2 assists, the joint most goals and assists any Ghana player has managed in their first 5 home games. The others to get 6 in their first 5 are Mesut Ozil in 2013, Alexis Sanchez in 2014, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in 2018, and Gabriel Jesus in 2022. Igor Thiago has scored 4 away Premier League goals this season, giving Brentford a 1-0 lead with 3 of those. The only B's players to score 5 away goals in the Premier League before Christmas was Ivan Toney in there for you. So that is it, and all is set for the big game in there for you, Arsenal versus Brentford. And for me, I go in for a 3-1 win for the club of Arsenal. But if a clean sheet is kept, I want to be really surprised. But with Igor Thiago's form, I think he'll obviously give Arsenal hard time. Let's hope it doesn't really get lost in there. But I'm giving Arsenal a win, a 3-1 win against Brentford tomorrow. So we'll be here with the match day live. From the match day live, then we'll head into the most important bit of the season, where the match day live comes in through, and we really give you the match reaction, player ratings, and so on and so forth in here onto the Rokani Media Football. Guys, thank you for watching through. I'm out. Your predictions into the comment section below.